I'm going to cover the old model of selling. I'm going to call this the used car sales model of selling, just so you know. I think it's something that people have had the displeasure of experiencing, potentially. I know that's a stereotypical example. Anyone sell used cars in this room? All right, I'm not offending anyone. Here we go. So the old model of selling looks like this. We draw a triangle. There's 4 parts to the triangle. The first thing that they would actually try and get you to do is they would do a bit of chit-chat, also known as rapport. They would try and build rapport with you. Where you're from, nice watch, I've got a watch like that. You know, I grew up, I went to that school, that kind of thing. That would be about 10% of what they would spend their time doing. The next step after rapport is they would do a thing known as qualifying. What's it called? They don't want to deal with tire kickers, so to speak. I mean, that's where that term came from, used car salesman. They don't want to deal with people who aren't ready to purchase right now. So they want to qualify you by asking qualifying questions. How soon are you looking to buy? Is there anyone else that needs to be involved in this decision? Really trying to figure out, are you worth my time? That's what they're trying to figure out. Qualifying questions. They'd spend about 20% of their time qualifying you with questions. Then they go to the next part. This is where they would actually talk about the solution. The solution in this example is 30%. This is where they'd start showing you around the car lot. Okay, great, you're looking to buy now. You should really check out this Mercedes-Benz. We just got it 2 days ago. I can get you a special deal. I think you know the drill of where this is headed. Or you don't like that one, doesn't matter. I'm going to show you this BMW, beautiful 513i BMW, German engineering, the best. Anyways, whatever it is that they would say, 30% on that solution. Then a thing known as the close. They would spend 40% on the close. 40% of their time, energy, and focus would be on trying to wrap up the deal, to stitch up the deal, to close the deal, so to speak. This is where they would say stuff like, I can see you like the paint job on this one. And I'm not saying I can get you this particular car right now, because we just had the papers done or whatever they say. But if I could get you the ability to drive out of this parking lot today with that car, would you be able to make the decision today? They're trying to do these things to the rope-a-dope, tie down the deal, so to speak. Who's ever experienced something like that? Probably in a used car sales lot. Now, this is the old model of selling. This is the old model of selling. This isn't how it's been done anymore, especially not online. People are kind of sick of this. I think it had its day. It worked for a while. That's why it became so kind of popular. The problem with this is it has everything upside down. It has everything upside down. If I look at what we call the new model of selling, it's not like that at all. The new model of selling is an upside down triangle. It's still got the 4 parts, but I'm going to share with you how it's like chalk and cheese when it comes to the old model. The first part, these are sequential steps. These are sequential steps. The first part is what we call rapport, also known as trust. We spend 40% of our time. This isn't chit-chat, getting to know each other like that. That's part of it. But this is building credibility and trust that what I'm about to say is worthwhile. Talking about years of experience, other clients that we've helped, talking about our credibility, associations that we've been through, technology we use, anything so that you know you're more likely to trust us. Next, what we do is we talk about need. What's it called? Need. So the need. Some people say we lead with the need. In this example, we're not exactly leading with the need, we're leading with rapport, but you want to have the need up front in the conversation. See, a lot of people have this thing around selling because they don't want to come across as pushy, pushing something onto someone that they don't need. The great thing with this is we don't talk about the solution yet. We've just talked about their needs. If it's not a match, if your prospect doesn't need what you have at this point because you're asking them about their needs, what's the reason you came today? How long has that been a problem for you? In an ideal situation, how would you like this to turn out? What other areas of your life are being affected? If they don't have a need, you don't have to go to the next part. The next part is solution. This is where we talk about your product or service, the thing that helps them solve their need or their problem they have. That's 20% of the time. 20% of the time just on solution. Here's the thing. In the old model of selling, we had 40% on the close. In the new model of selling, the close here is just 10%. It's 10%. It's almost a formality. Some people refer to this method as what we call the doctor of selling. Why is the doctor of selling? Because I'll give you an example. If you walk into a doctor's office, if he's in a medical center and he's actually got a certificate on his wall and you know he's a medical doctor, almost half of the sale is done there. You're pretty much going to do what he says because there's massive, massive trust. Does that make sense? Massive trust. The need. But if you walk into a doctor's office and the first conversation is, take this pill, see you later, you're like, what? What happened there? You don't understand what I need. You didn't know what I came from. That's why we go to step 2. This is where we talk about the need. Why are you here today? How long have you been coughing like this? Can you cough a bit harder? If I push here, let me take your blood pressure. I establish a need. Then we go to what's called solution. What's it called? So I say something like this. Sometimes people don't know how to transition to these, but in the sales and presenting skills, we go in Marketing Academy, we go through this. To transition from need to solution, we say, based on everything I've seen here, based on your heart rate, how long you've had this cough for, the way the cough sounds, it's a little bit wheezy, I recommend this particular pill, Protaxin, or whatever this pill is called. Take it twice a day, etc., etc. Here's a prescription. Go and buy it and take the pill. That's the close. The close is like a formality. We've already done this. We've got trust. I know your need. I've explained the solution. The close is now a formality. Anytime you've got a problem here in this process, it means you need to go back up to the step before it. So I'll give you an example. If you're asking people questions like, how long has this been a problem for? And you feel like they don't want to answer it, it means you don't have rapport. You go back up to the top. If you're talking about the solution, how great your product is and what it does, etc., how this pill operates or how your coaching works, and you feel that they're not engaged, it means the problem wasn't big enough. You haven't got them on board with the problem, the need. Maybe you need to go back to the top and they don't trust you. Therefore, they don't care about your solution. So anytime you have a problem, you go back up. If you're talking about your product and you're in the quote-unquote close section where you're asking them to make a decision and they're uncomfortable with making a decision, sometimes you need to go back up to the solution. Sometimes you need to remind them of what the problem is. Does that make sense? But this is the order that you actually